Hey Coconutters, it's Twin Coconuts here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 5 most mysterious underwater sounds ever recorded.
Now, we haven't had this requested to us, we just saw the video in our... Why have we done that? Now, we haven't had this video requested to us, we just saw it in our recommended page, and before we clicked it, we thought we'd do a video about it because we love stuff like this. It gives us goosebumps.
Oh yeah.
We're proper nerds. It actually gives us erections as well. Is that just me?
No, it's not. I ain't gonna do it. So me and Jay absolutely hate the thought of being lost in water. Can you imagine if you shipwrecked
in the
down
ocean
and you was there and you were just in the ocean by yourself and there's creatures underneath your feet?
It's to know that sharks could at any moment just like snip and then your foot's gone.
And you don't know. I mean, only 5% of the ocean floor has been searched. The rest is mystery.
Yeah.
So this video is like underwater sounds that people don't really know about, the mysterious, hence the title, so it should be pretty damn interesting.
Now please take a second out of your day to like this video, it helps it get out there, and it really does mean the world to us. It only takes a second, and it means a lot to us, so thank you for that.
The original video is in the description box below, so if you want to go check it out, please go and do so. And don't forget that we post videos daily, so come back tomorrow for more. But without further ado, let's go.
The ocean. It's a huge and mostly unexplored place on our planet.
It is.
And an incredible 95% of all the oceans in the world still remains unseen by humans. This leaves the burning question of what could be lurking in the unexplored areas. Many experts believe that given the vastness of the ocean, it would not be a surprise if some pretty large animals still remain undiscovered.
That's what I said.
And there's certainly no denying that when talking about the unexplored deep sea, the first thing people tend to think of is the possibility of mythical and terrifying sea creatures. And although this thought is amazing, it's equally terrifying. Now, over the years, there have been many mysterious sounds captured by underwater devices that to this day have no real explanation. So have a listen to these and see what you think. I recommend you wear some headphones to better hear the sounds, and let's get started with 5 of the most mysterious underwater sounds ever recorded. Let's start with probably the most popular underwater sound ever recorded, the bloop. Most of you have already probably heard it, but maybe you haven't heard the actual real-time recorded version. It was first heard in 1997 when it was picked up on hydrophones across the Pacific, and whatever it was very, very loud. The underwater microphones that picked it up were around 3,000 miles away and still managed to detect it.
Holy shit.
Most versions on the internet have been speeded up by 16 times so that the bloop can be heard easier, but the original version I find far more eerie and mysterious. Let's take a listen.
Sounds like a schnau.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
What is that?
It's a Megalodon, what are they called?
Shortly after this recording, the sound was pinpointed by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It was located around 650 miles off the South American coast in a remote corner of the Pacific Ocean. Fans of fictional tales went wild because it's around here that the legendary Cthulhu creature written by H.P. Lovecraft in 1928 was alleged to have lived. Now, although the NOAA now believe the sound was caused by an icequake, there is actually no real evidence to prove that this was the cause. So, what do you think it was caused by?
Like a schnau.
Some say it was a blue whale, but there are no recorded blue whales in history whose sound could be heard from 3,000 miles away.
I reckon it was a Megalodon.
Others strongly believe it was some sort of whale hybrid or other enormous unknown sea creature. But since the sound still has no precise origin, the bloop continues to remain a mystery. Upsweep. Labelled the upsweep due to its narrow band upsweeping sound, this mysterious sound was first heard when the Pacific Marine Environmental Laboratory began its underwater audio surveillance in August 1991. What's unusual about this reoccurring sound is that it's very seasonal. In the spring and autumn the sound will get louder, then during the rest of the year it will be quieter. What is also strange is that since its first discovery, the noise level has slowly been decreasing year after year, but even now it can still be faintly heard echoing through the sea. The real-time version is very long, so here it is speeded up 16 times. Take a listen. Since the sound was located near believed submarine volcanoes, it's thought to possibly be bubbles from a volcano which are getting trapped in a cave or overhang above, which is causing this strange sound. But since it's thought to be coming from the darkest depths of the Pacific Ocean, which so far cannot be explored, what's causing this frequent seasonal sound is a mystery. The train.
It's pretty cool.
This next unidentified sound was recorded on March the 5th, 1997 by the Equatorial Pacific Ocean Autonomous Hydrophone Array in the same year as the bloop and the slow down recording. It was labelled the train because it sounds similar to the wheels of a train rubbing against the tracks. There is so little information on this mysterious sound, but we do know that there are a few theories on what it could be. Take a listen.
Could be mermaids.
Yeah.
Depending on how high you are.
Doesn't sound like a train though, does it?
No, I don't think it sounds like a train.
Scientists think that it's most likely an iceberg dragging along the sea floor, creating shockwaves and producing the sound. But many are certain that this is not the case, and that it's caused by some giant sea creature that lives between the icebergs deep in the
That's a
ocean.
megalodon.
Since the
Looks like
deepest
one,
depths
That's
of the
what a
ocean are
megalodon
yet
would
to
look
be
like.
exposed, and with the discovery of new sea creatures every year, we certainly cannot rule this out.
That
But what
sounds
do
like
you
a
think?
train.
Is it an iceberg scraping the ocean floor, or a creature that we can't even begin to imagine?
There's always a
Since March 1999, an annual
scientific
underwater
answer,
sound
bloody
has been recorded by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, just off the coast of South America. Named Julia, this creepy sound has an enormous amount of speculation surrounding it. Many believe Julia is the sound of a huge underwater sea creature, mainly due to the fact that it sounds like something howling deep in the ocean.
Oh my god.
What do you think?
That definitely is something.
That does sound like
Definitely.
something's howling.
Yeah, it definitely does sound animal. That is creepy.
Some say the thought of a giant underwater sea creature is unrealistic, and the sound is a result of underwater volcanic activity or a large iceberg
I know it's
knocking the
definitely
ocean
like
floor.
somebody
But
screaming.
with the sound being caught so
My
clearly
God.
and reoccurring each year, one's imagination can run wild about what is causing Julia. There are believed to be secret photographs taken by NASA's Apollo AA-35 that are thought to show a huge shadow moving through the waters in the southwest region of Cape Carda, which is the same sort of area as Julia can be heard. The shadow was allegedly larger than the Empire State Building, but was
Holy
dismissed as
shit.
being any known sea creature simply because there is no animal that matches the incredible size of the image captured. It could have been a colony of swimming fish, but there is no evidence of this, so people have come up with all kinds of theories, from giant undiscovered whales to enormous octopuses. But since we can't prove exactly what Julia was caused by,
Oh, the
the
octopus
sound
is scary
and the
place.
believed
Oh, no.
photos that could be the cause of the sound continue to remain a mystery.
Number one, here we go.
Slow down. All of these underwater sounds are eerie, but this next one takes things to another level. It was recorded on May the 19th, 1995 by underwater recorders in the equatorial Pacific Ocean just off the Antarctic Peninsula. It has been heard on more than one occasion, and this eerie descending frequency was detected by 3 sensors nearly 3,100 miles away. The sound is like something from a horror movie as it descends in frequency over several minutes.
Wow.
When it was released to the public, it had been speeded up 16 times to better hear the frequency change. Take a listen.
Slowing down. That is-
Sounds like something sinking to the
I
bottom.
felt that as well, but it's.
It's not slow down, it's called slow down.
My bad. Could be a growl.
Now, some say the sound spectrum of the slow down closely resembles that of ice friction vibrations. It's believed that
It's
this
not
creepy
ice.
sound is caused
Mystery
by ice
creatures.
There's always
breaking off
a
few
scientific
thousand miles away and
explanation
plunging
for this,
down
but
to
I
the
honestly
bottom of
think-
the ocean, causing a vibration through the sea as they fall and drag on the side of its surface. But
No.
since this cannot be proven, NOAA has this slow down mysterious sound filed as one of their unexplained sounds of the sea. So that's fine.
I honestly think that the scientists will always give. They're always a
Scientists'
scientific
job is
evidence.
meant to say what they think.
Yeah, a scientific job is to give like their opinion, and obviously, because the science is like, oh, we'll take your word for it. I honestly think there could be something in the deepest
Well, put it
oceans.
this way, 100% not every single creature has been identified. Now, I'm pretty certain that not all of the species in the ocean has been
They aren't.
identified. Well,
They
that's what
definitely
I
aren't.
mean. So these noises could be them that haven't been spotted.
I do believe that there is creatures in the deepest of ocean, but I reckon there is some that are relatively big. I'd say
yeah, the giant octopus lives so far down.
No, I mean that hasn't been discovered. I reckon there'd be one as big as my house. I honestly think there'd be something like that. Maybe not to the point where it's like
Thing's
the
already
size
bigger
of
than that.
size of a
Big
double
separate.
jet plane or something like that. But I
Did you see
reckon.
how big the blue whale is?
I mean ones that haven't been discovered, Harrison.
You never know.
What are you on about? I'm saying ones that haven't been discovered.
You're losing the plot, mate.
Which one did you think was the most creepiest? And do you believe that they were sea creatures, or do you reckon it was
Icebergs.
icebergs and
Volcanoes,
stuff like that?
yeah. Anyway, Coconuts, that's the end of that video. Remember, if you liked it, give it that thumbs up. Make sure to comment, make sure to share it with your friends. And don't forget to please subscribe and become a Coconut with us today. Remember, everyone, we love you all. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you have an amazing day. We hope to see you next time. Bye.